So I'll show the trick once, and then I'll show it with a backup once, and then after that I'll talk about how to do it and go into a deeper explanation. So yeah, this is the Crawlspace skip. I'm going to make a little tutorial on how I recommend doing it. And then I'll talk about how to do it unbuffered and how to make sure that there's a backup frame. Because it's the backup frame that really makes the trick more precise and is more finicky. So I don't recommend going for it unbuffered. It's pretty fast, even if you buffer the backflip. And you'll see what I mean later. But yeah, this is going to be used to get the gold Skulltula in the back in 100%, all gold Skulltulas, bingo, whatever. I'm going to show it with a Bombchus and hover boots. You can also do it with a bomb. I'll show that at the end of the video. It's just a little different hover. I'm not going to go over the non-hover boots methods. I'll link those in the description. So real quick, I will show kind of my recommended easy way to do the trick. So you get ISG first, obviously. We're going to be doing a hover. You target this wall to the left of this torch. And then I like to just sidewalk until I'm just past this corner and do a dry roll. You want to basically just roll into this corner. And then you side hop right and do a side roll untargeted. So side roll untarget. And right now you're facing this torch. So I'm actually going to make a new save state here. Now, when you hookshot this torch, we're going to hookshot the top of this torch. But let me talk about something real quick. If I tap the hookshot and take it out, do note that you need to hold the hookshot down. You see how when I hold it, the hookshot actually goes to the right? Link kind of cocks his arm. That actually does change the position of the hookshot when we shoot it. So we need to hold it for a few frames, at least, before we release it. I like to just, when I pull it out, I keep holding it. And I hold it the whole time. So take note of that. That's one reason that you could fail, is you're tapping the hook. So I'm going to explain my visual cue. If it doesn't make sense, I don't know, find your own. I hope this makes sense. Just note that this visual cue is more precise, I think, in my testing, if you're doing the backup frame. So for this easy method I'm showing right now, which isn't even like that much slower, you don't need to be ultra precise, but it's still kind of precise. So I aim the red dot up until it passes through this first hole. Do you see how there's holes in the grate on this torch? It's passing through the first hole, the second hole. So I just aim for it to completely cover, just barely completely cover that first hole. So that first hole's not visible. Or it's barely visible. And then I just release the hook shot. Then you turn down and target. So a couple notes about this. If you aim too far up, like if I aim up here, I turn around and I target, I'll only see Link's back. So I know right away that didn't work. If you aim slightly too far down, so like if I aim too far down like here, it'll appear to work. I can't really tell anything's wrong, but it actually won't work. So it's better to kind of go a little too far up even, just in case. So you'll know right away that you aimed wrong if you see this. But let's say you aimed correctly. Again, just covering this first hole. Turn around and target. You should have this angle, 232A, which is the 5th number down from the top on the right. And from here, this easy method to do this trick, you just pull a Chu and buffer in a backflip and shield on the same frame. So we're shield dropping and backflipping on the same frame. Now you'll notice that Link's right foot seems to be past this wall. It's visible entirely on the front of this wall. I don't know how to describe it. But you can tell that I'm in this corner, so I know it worked. From here, if I side hop, I'll make it into this little nook, this little corner. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to side hop right. In the air, I'm going to equip hovers. And then I'm just going to hold shield and down left. Not target. Just shield and down left. Then the next part of this trick is a little fast-paced, but I don't think it's too hard. I think you'll get the hang of it. I'm going to time releasing shield right as Link lands. And then after a few more frames, I'm going to press A to roll. And so that'll get me to roll. It'll kind of manipulate my momentum so that I roll back towards the crawl space. And I'll land in the crawl space. Just like that. And from here, I just kind of finagle it. I just kind of navigate out of the crawl space and into this room. So a backup I do want to go over that can happen to you is, and I usually find it happens if I release shield too late here, is you can actually land inside the crawl space. And the crawl space, the camera can be kind of low, like on Link's feet, and it seems like you're stuck when you move around. So that's what this looks like. And I can move around. It seems like I'm stuck, right? What I do to get out of this is not too hard. I just face Link up left or left usually, towards the room that I'm trying to get to. So that back room. And then I mash side hops left. So that would be Link's left. In this case, it's kind of like far down left is what I would input. So that Link side hops left. And I mash the side hops. And then as soon as I see the side hops, or as soon as I see the camera change into the crawlspace camera, I just hold the direction that I'm trying to go. So usually that's down, but sometimes it's up towards the back room. So yeah, I'm going to hold down because that's towards the back room. I could tell because I could see the web of where I was coming from. So I knew to hold down, and that's how you get out of there if you get stuck. Okay, now for the difficult things. So if you want to do this unbuffered, the trick, and this is why you'll see how it's done in runs. High-level runners will do it this way. First of all, the hookshot is more precise. So I think around here will work. So I'm going to hookshot, turn around the same this way, but then I'm going to start holding left when I pull the Chu. What this does is it gets me into the correct stance when I drop the Chu. So for a deeper explanation of stances, I'm going to link a video in the description by Danny B, where he talks about stances in the context of collapse skip. But he actually visually shows what the stances look like and stuff like that. So to understand what's going on, I would watch that. But to get our stance correct, we're going to hold left here. And then immediately out of the stance, gonna shield and backflip like we did before. So we're trying to hit shield and backflip on the same frame. But since we're going for it unbuffered, it's possible to mess it up. And you're just gonna do this straight out of the sidewalk. So I'm sidewalking and then I go for the backflip. In this case, I got the correct frame backflip. You can tell because Link's right foot is kind of inside this wall. It's visible to me. I should have made a save state, but I'll show what the other frame looks like, the backup frame. Let me make a save state. So this is what the backup frame looks like, meaning I got the backflip one frame after dropping the Chu. You can tell the tip of Link's right foot is not visible, which means Link is actually on the other side of the wall. If I side hop, he won't go into that corner like we want him to. If you've done the stances correctly, so if you did that sidewalk, you should just be able to pull a Chu and then do the correct backflip this time. So shield and backflip on the same frame. And Link should land like this. And from here, it's the correct rest of the trick. You can make sure that you have the correct stance because both of these hovers need to be right stance hovers. And again, watch Danny B's video for what that means. But if you want to make sure, you can also just do this backflip buffered out of a sidewalk left. And that will make sure that it's the correct stance as well. So you can just do both of the backflips out of sidewalks. And again, it's the same trick here. You just do the same thing at the end. So like I said, I'm going to real quick go over it with the bomb. This is a method from Tob as far as I know. And it's a little bit trickier than the Chu, in my opinion, but it's not too bad. So it starts the same as the Chu strat. And once we get onto this torch, we're going to place a bomb in front. And I'm just going to mash the bomb button to do that. You can press A to place the bomb. And then I'm going to turn around. So from here, we need a backflip on one of 3 working frames for the bomb. It's going to be the lone red frame, the big blue, and the big red. So it's big red and the 2 frames before it will work for the backflip. But we need to target before then as well. So I like to target late into the flashing of the bomb and then pause buffer to a working frame. And I'll show what that kind of looks like. So here, I believe this is lone red, but I'm going to go one more and confirm that it's big blue. So I think that's big blue. It looks a little weird because the bomb looks smaller because you're looking at it from so high up. But in this case, I'm going to hold shield and backflip. And remember, you backflip in the direction that Link's back is, not holding down. In this case, it's pretty much down. But it might not be. And so you should land in the same position, basically, as we did with the Chu. And from here, it's the same strat.